Let me get over to the correct session. It is there. And 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Jeremiah Show. Guess who we've got back? I like to say her name like this, Dr. D.
Well, I'll put it this way. She's back.
Yeah,
Little poltergeist.
Okay.
A la poltergeist. Go ahead.
Well, you do that, and then I'll do it the way I say.
Oh,
her
okay.
name.
She's back.
Hunter Hawkins. I like to
I feel so welcomed.
Yeah, I literally whenever we talk on the phone, I go, Hunter Hawkins, and I usually like drop the phone, and she's like, "Wait, darn it! I just woke up. I a cup of coffee all over me."
Scared me. I'm scared.
Hunter, how are you? So nice to see you.
Great. It's so good to see you. Oh my gosh.
How's that Wi-Fi working down there in studios for you?
It just at like 12:50, it told me that the Spectrum app was like, it's working again. So it's like perfect timing. Great.
Perfect timing. Yeah, you look like you're in 4D and 4K.
Did you? Okay, perfect.
Oh yeah.
What's the newest, hottest? You look good. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I like the overall.
I can't say more than that.
Fresh. Got my Brian Wilson hat on.
You've been out there working in the farm, have you, running that tractor?
Oh yeah. One of my coworkers at this restaurant I work at nights always wears these same overalls, and so we call him the farmer of the restaurant. So
hey, throw this one at him. Next time you see him, refer to him as Mr. Green Jeans and let him figure it out. That was that was the sidekick to Captain Kangaroo, which was a kids show when I was a kid growing up. And that was national. It wasn't local, just in Arizona.
Mr. Green Jeans?
Mr. Green Jeans.
Were his jeans green?
His jeans were green, but he wore overalls.
So he had overall green jeans.
Overall green jeans. Something like that.
Okay, got it. Hunter, you got all that? She's like, why did I agree to do so again? She's like, I don't remember how this goes.
That's right.
I'm out. Well, Wi-Fi isn't working out.
I'm so good.
Spectrum just said my Wi-Fi went out. Hunter's been doing so much. I'm surprised she's not a farmer. I would not be surprised if she is a farmer. And I'm going to ask this question just because it popped in my head. And if I don't let it go, if I don't put it out there, Hunter, you know, I'll stress about it all night. I'll think about it and I'll text you at like 2 a.m. and ask. I might as well ask now. I'll let you sleep tonight. Mm-hmm. Hunter, if you were a farmer, what kind of crops would you grow?
Oh, good question.
Oddly, I think I'd have a better answer for you at 2 a.m. I think like my brain would be in that place of like, I can go there now. I think for some reason I'm saying corn, but that makes no sense to me because I don't really like consume that much corn at all. I think probably no, I would make spinach.
It would be fun.
I have spinach constantly.
Spinach consomme?
Yeah, I just constantly I'm eting spinach.
I thought you said spinach consommate, and I'm like, what is that?
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is either.
What kind of dish is that?
That's right. If anybody listening knows how to make spinach consomme, send your recipe to Jeremiah.
Send it to Hunter.
Send it to Hunter. There you go.
She's the one growing.
That could be fun.
She's a spinach farmer. All right, let me introduce Hunter properly. She's a singer, a songwriter, an award-winning filmmaker. She writes scripts, Dr. D. She's a producer.
Wow.
I mean, talk about women in Hollywood making it. Like on Hunter she's a filmmaker to watch. She's a artist to watch. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I mean, and since I've known her in for short year and a half,
mm-hmm.
The things that you've accomplished is just amazing, Hunter. And I don't know where you get the energy, but I do know she does not sleep because those 2 a.m. texts are not just fantasy. We do usually when we communicate, since I'm never sleeping.
You have plenty of time to sleep when you die. Okay.
Yeah.
Sleep's over.
It's true. I don't know where this energy is coming from either. Honestly, it keeps happening.
Keep it going as long as you can because you're producing some really great stuff. Again, she's an award-winning first-time producer, a director, a screenwriter. Hunter Hawkins. Her 5-minute first-rate debut short film entitled Window is compelling. It's beautifully acted, produced, and written. And not to mention that, it has an original song that I actually played on our last show. I actually played 5 songs off of Hunter's EP because I'd missed having her on, and her music just so good. But yeah, so the film is Window. Look for it. It won Best Original Song by Hunter Hawkins, and honorable mention for Best First Time Filmmaker by the world's leading online film festival, Top Shorts Awards.
Yeah, and since those, there have been quite a few other selections. So those were the first 2 that came in back when I just started that fundraiser back then. And since then, I think we've got like 5 more like official selections of short film festivals. Some in LA, a lot of them kind of.
I think maybe 5.
I can't remember. But yeah, it was sweet to be able to like be recognized for the film itself and also for the song, because I mean, I love doing both. So it felt good to get that.
I do seem to recall in our last interview a year and a half ago, you were talking. I think we were even talking about the film Window, and I suggested or asked, so will there be sequels like Door, Roof, Wall?
She really will never come back, Dr. D. I promise you. She's never come back.
I tell you one film I'd love to see her make, and it could be a short. And of course, we all are familiar with the series of The Godfather. I'd like to see her make The Godmother.
Actually, I would be down. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though, go get The Godmother. Godmother deli at the deli on down there on Lincoln Boulevard. The Godmother sandwich. Oh my God, it's the best sub sandwich you'll ever have in your entire life at that Italian deli, and I can't remember the name.
I'm impressed.
The Godmother. Oh my God.
The Godmother.
Yeah, you can tell it's around lunch's
Oh,
but Hunter, you had something actually.
Yeah. So
brilliant.
Right now. Yes. So that was my first film ever, period. And it was during full-fledged pandemic mode. Everything was shut down. And I was just taking classes online at SBCC. And since then I have my first year at CSU Northridge Film School, film production under my belt. And there I wrote and directed another film called Dawn, which was a slightly more complicated shoot. The budget was $1,750, and it was mostly CSUN students, and just like a run and gun, like did the whole thing in like I wrote it in like February, and then we shot it in April, and just all like so much learning happened in that period of time. And so I feel like it's this new project that I've got called Bowler Up is like even just stepping up even more. Like every film that I've made, like I haven't intended to make it more of an ambitious project, but it's just like my interests are expanding, my ability to do things is expanding, and the people that I'm meeting that can support the project with their own individual skills are expanding. And so it's just really exciting, like the more ambitious we can get and like how much more we can pull off, even though it's all super independent. Like even this upcoming film is not associated with the school. It's just a lot of students and independent artists coming together because we love to create, and we're not under any like studio or even like a really tiny independent production company. It's just me and a fellow film student, Kiara, who actually met through doing musical theater in Santa Barbara.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So our roots run deep, and we just happened to go from musical theater to LA to do film production and reconnected when we were down here. And so it's just been a lot of fun.
You said $1,750. Are you talking $17.50?
Yes.
That's a heck of that's a great budget.
She would make
I could afford that
everywhere if she could do a film.
That'd be amazing. Just
I remember
here's the thing. It's just a lot of free labor, basically.
That's right.
People that are just practicing. And
well, I remember when I was in film school at USC 20 years ago, what came out, Swingers came out, and they actually, Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn came to USC after we screened it, and talked about how they had no permits, and they, handhelds in the bars and all those great scenes at, the Derby and all that. They just walked in, through the kitchen. They knew a server there or a bartender.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what Hunter's doing right now, right? Like,
oh my God.
Hey, you texted me a few weeks ago and said, I need a bar. We need to shoot a bar scene, at the last minute. That's what you're doing. You're guerrilla filmmaking. And El Mariachi came out at that time too for $5,000. He put it on his credit card. The director put it on his credit card. And I remember all of us at film school were like, holy, wait, you can do that? You can, because we're talking, everybody was $1 million budgets. And how do we ever get there? How are we ever going to raise 25 million? There's just a little reservoir.
As long as you're keeping your crew and your people safe as much as you can, I think that there's kind of no wrong way to make a film. Every film is different. My dad pointed out to me that like every film project is kind of like building a new company. It's very entrepreneurial because no one's made that film before. No one's made it in the time period of the world in that time that you're making it, and no one has made it with the people, the same crowd, like on the same days, like even weather. Everything comes into play. It's really incredible to me, like the orchestration of things that goes on in order to make a film happen. It's hard to make a film, period. And then it's like, oh, you want to make it and have an emotional impact and like have a cultural or like intellectual impact. It just blows me away when people can do that, period. And so I really want to be a part of that.
Do you feel like you've accomplished that with the films that you've made so far?
I feel like I have in the small ways that I can, like just as I'm learning. The last film that I did was called Dawn, was about a young musician that goes to, and it's just like all one, and it's basically just a present moment short about a musician that is going to an open mic, and she's like underage and she's kind of trying to get snuck in by her musical partner. It's like a duo open mic night, and he stands her up, and so the whole time throughout it's basically like a comedy of errors where everything goes wrong. Like a drink gets spilled on her, like she can't find him, she picks up the phone thinking it's him and it's her mom, and she's yelling at her, and she gets on stage and breaks her guitar string. And so, but at the end, like she still got up there and like kind of beat this fear. And so to me, I think a film can be about a lot of different things, but it's mostly like when it's coming from an authentic place of something that you've learned in your own life and you want to share that with people, I think that's a huge impact. And also just in the actual film process, giving people who have historically been marginalized or people who have been kind of put down by greater societal powers, the position to have a voice creatively is so powerful. And that's the beautiful thing about Bowler Up, is that a ton of our crew and people are actually LGBTQ, myself included. And so it's giving voices to people that haven't had that opportunity before. And just like, also like Happy Pride, June was just happening. But it's every film, every creative project is an opportunity to uplift someone through the story, the narrative, or through the people that are working on it, and giving examples for other people that are growing up into the industry that they can actually do it no matter what their background is or what their sexual orientation or their gender expression. So I feel like no matter how small, you can make a huge difference. And also even with our extra funding for if we ended up having like over funds for our campaign, like we could donate that money to anywhere we want.
That's cool.
I like that consciousness that you have and that your fellow filmmakers have. And I really like the line that you said, we can, I'm paraphrasing here, I don't have the exact quote, but that we can impact and we can make people feel better, basically, or make them think. Really, really important, I think, in film, and doing it in a way that is subtle, where you're not preachy sometimes, but it's just, everybody takes their own impression of what you've left out there, and takes that in a different way, but gets the message I like that. I like that goal of yours. You know, I was just looking, I looked real quickly here to see when Hunter Hawkins was on. She was I remember this now. It was so special to me because we just done our 400th show and we were 401. And I thought that was a cool number and that you would be a guest for that. But when Hunter first came on the show, she was debuting her new album, and that shows, we're on show 476, I think, right now. So in 76 shows later, which is really not even a year, I don't even think, or maybe it's a little.
No, I think I was on in August.
Yeah, I mean, look what you've accomplished.
Look what you've done, young lady.
Done so much, and so she's a musician, right?
Yeah,
and an artist in so many different ways, and a farmer, and
she's creating out of every possible
the most amazing spinach. You can find her at the Santa Monica farmers market every Saturday. But Hunter is just creative, just coming out of you in all different areas, and you're inspiring and putting together these teams. Music, though, you score the films. You put not only yourself but your friends create music, right? And this upcoming film that we're going to talk about, that you're here to talk about, Bowler Up. You've got other friends that are friend artists that are contributing music, right? You're a platform, your films are a platform for indie artists that are.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last film was too, like we had 3 different original songs in that one as well. I'm finding that I really like making movies that have to do with music. I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. But Bowler Up, yeah, especially because, I mean, we haven't really I don't know if you have an intro that you want to do or whatever, but the whole storyline is surrounding it.
Well, we're going to do that right after the break. So come back, stay with us. And we're going to talk about your new film that you're raising money for, and you're going to shoot here in a couple of weeks. So we're talking Hunter Hawkins. She rejoins us, a singer, songwriter, filmmaker, award-winning producer and director. She's going to have one of those titles by the time we, in 5 years, we're not even. It's just going to scroll.
It'll be a fanful business card.
We'll just have to say
I'm a multi-hyphen.
She's got multi hyphens.
That's the thing in LA. Yeah. Everyone's like actor, singer, dancer.
But you really are all these things, Hunter. Hunter actually lives it, and she's so inspiring. She's one of our favorite people in the world. And so go to hunterhawkins.live now. Check out all the things she's doing. But I want to send you to the Indiegogo Fund Me page. So Bowler Up. I'm going to give a short little intro here. It's a bowling team of musically minded misfits, and they must defeat their arch nemesis in order to make finals. You go to indiegogo.com, projects /Bowler Up, #Bowler Up. Welcome to the lanes. We'll be right back.
Hey, excellent. By the way, if you're ever looking for extras or you need furniture, I can play a table. I can play a chair.
You can play a bowling ball.
I can play a bowling ball.
Oh yeah, we'll just roll you right down the lane. Yeah. I don't think we have insurance for that actually, but we can try.
Oh well, it took a shot. Hey, you just never know.
Hollywood, man, it's fickle.
Hollywood.
You should know though. One of the perks for I think it's for like $200 or $250. One of the perks for the donations is that you get to be an extra in the film.
Oh,
so
cool.
Technically you could
pay for it.
So yeah, I want to talk about some of the perks actually.
Wait a minute, I thought this was a pay.
Hunter, do you have those perks open? I have them on my script, but I think it'd be fun to have you go through those.
Yeah, for sure.
As we get to that point.
My laptop.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay, well, while she's getting all set up, I can do
all right.
I can do a little intro.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm sorry. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Jeremiah Show. We've got Hunter Hawkins on. Hunter Hawkins she's a slash. What do you call it? A hyphenated. She's got
multi-hyphenated person.
Multi-hyphenate. So that's a new person.
Multi-hyphenate. I like that. Actually, I like
Yes.
it. That's good.
Multi-hyphenate.
It's a thing, guys. It's a thing.
It's a thing. Is it in Wikipedia yet? I don't know.
Look it up.
All right. The new film by Hunter Hawkins, and you are going to want to be involved. You can be involved in filmmaking, Dr. D. You asked at the break, can I be in the film? Yes, you can. And Hunter's going to tell you how.
Be a settee.
Let me tell you about the film.
Okay.
At least give you the pitch here, the log line. Bowler Up is the name of the film. A bowling team of musically minded misfits must defeat their arch nemesis in order to make finals. Bowler Up, welcome to the lanes. And I'm going to do this in my best movie voice, Dr. D.
Awesome.
In a world where the fate of one bowling team's stardom depends entirely on what music is playing, and their supervillain is a revenge-ridden DJ, they must fight for the right to roll.
Whose name cannot be mentioned.
You'd probably do a better impersonation. It's Scott Pilgrim versus the World Vibes, with original songs written and performed by young artists, created entirely by students for the sake of creating. Written and directed by CSUN student Hunter Hawkins, a budding, multifaceted artist. Can we switch that out with multi-hyphenate,
multifaceted?
She's a multi-hyphenate. Produced by Kiara, Lynn, and HCLA students. She's a lover and a supporter of fellow creative artists. Rock on and roll out, Dr. D.
Now, I have one question for you, buddy.
Can you do
have you ever bowled?
Do you know what? I don't think I ever have.
All I know is that when I was a young man in my teens and early 20s, and I would go bowling with some buddies of mine, and we would be drinking beer, our scores would go higher the more beer we drank. I don't understand how that works. Is there anything like that in the film?
I have a theory.
A theory?
Well, I have a theory. You know how when someone's drunk and they drive and they get an accident, they always somehow don't really get hurt as much as the other people,
because they're so,
maybe it's because you're limber. You're like I don't know. That's my theory.
All I know is my thumb used to hurt anyway, regardless, because I guess it always got stuck in that 1/3 hole.
Did you find yourself just sliding down?
I thank God never went down with the ball. You ever? Yeah. Is that it? Is there anything in the film, Hunter, in regards to?
Actually, there is one character that just kind of he's a kind of a comic relief character that sits on the side and is like a very chill bowler that is just like, you just constantly see him like sipping a beer, sitting back. So kind of, and he does bowl very well. But that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But yeah, that's fun. We definitely, like, this film is mixing together it feels like very kind of 80s influenced in some ways, like really kind of Back to the Future kind of production design, and Scott Pilgrim versus the World kind of like melodrama, kind of, it feels like a comic book. I've never done anything like this. This is my third film.
Hello, I've never done anything like this. You're such a director and producer now. Should we even be talking to her?
I mean, I don't want to hear that phrase coming out of the mouth of my pilot of my jet airplane that's taking off from LAX.
It's exciting. I have done something like this in that, like, my last film it was a lot to do with the music, and it had to kind of surround the story, there's a lot of influence in the music. But I have a really amazing DP, and I'm just working with people. Like, it's just exciting to be working on something actually outside of the structure of school. Like, it feels, it's a hell of a lot more real. It is just more real just because it's independent completely. And so the main thing we just need is, like, we have everything planned out, like, to the letter. We just need the funding. We just need the support from our communities and from people that actually want to see this film get made. And
Okay,
that
Hunter,
wanna.
we're gonna raise that for you on this show. That's our goal. So we've got the best listeners in the world. You guys want to be a part of a film? We're gonna tell you how. Hunter's also got some pretty cool things to, different donations,
Perks.
different perks. Yeah. Before we do that though, Hunter, set up, and then we're going to take it probably another break, right, Dr. D?
Yes, sir.
And we'll come back and we're going to talk about the process, let everybody know what it takes to make a film and why you guys raise the money. But you set up the film for us right now. You're the writer, right? You wrote this. So I think I know you pretty well, but I never have ever heard you talk about bowling. So when I saw it's about bowling, I was like, okay, that's new. I said to myself, I bet she's never done this before.
Yeah. So I think the creative process is so mysterious. I was in a bowling alley, I think like in January. It was like when I was during the making of my previous film. And I was just there to see, I was actually there for a location, like searching for locations for other projects. And I just had a thought just come to me, like, I really want to shoot in a bowling alley. I just don't know why. And it just kind of started building on itself when I wasn't thinking about it. Like, like shower thoughts where you turn your brain off, and that's just kind of the gears keep going. And the mystery of the creative process that like Einstein talks about and stuff. It's like you have to take breaks or like not think about it for it to just kind of take on a life of its own and kind of cultivate like it's fermenting or something. I don't know why I really love the whole. I do know why I love the aesthetic of a bowling alley and of that whole crowd. I was just curious. I was like, who is in bowling leagues? What is the social structure like? How much do they care? How much is the music and influence? How much is the like lighting and the lanes? How much of it is like the food and kind of the family there? Because it's kind of like people that have like a bar that they always go to or something. And there are bars in pretty much every bowling alley. You have like a family there. So I was really taken by the whole, just that kind of aspect of bowling. And then and I was just inspired by a couple musicians and bands in LA. And I had them in mind when I was like writing the characters, and just kind of like a 4-piece. So there's 4 main characters that all like contribute their own thing. And the story is going between, this is why if you've seen Scott Pilgrim, it helps. Film, you can kind of, you can play with realities. Like in the minds of these characters that are just bowling, they're in like a rock band in space, or not in space, but in kind of like a mental void of sorts. It's hard to verbalize, but visually, whenever you see it in a movie, it makes sense. You don't really have to think about it. So we're going to shoot those 2 overnights in the bowling alley, and then one in the in like a studio space. It's just kind of a blank canvas with lots of lighting, and basically they're just going to be decked out in these crazy 80s space outfits. It's basically like what they think of themselves as when they're bowling. And so it's really goofy and fun, and like doesn't take itself too seriously at all. And there is even like a moment where one of them is playing air guitar, and like it's that kind of a spirit, just to kind of uplift, it's I think if every film has kind of a purpose in a way, I think the purpose of this one is just to it's get some laughs, and like it is engaging. Like the heart of the story is there. It's in the bond of the team members and the whole villain thing. Like it's all just it's very colorful and whimsical, and I think that there's an audience for films like this, because I can't wait to watch it personally.
Well, and the people our news over the last few years has been kind of like that, rather whimsical and bizarre, and they couldn't write scripts like this in Hollywood.
Well, I mean, you just described it. I'm imagining beautifully as a filmmaker would. I can't wait to see it either. It has not been shot yet. So the listeners out there, do you want to be a part of a film, a Hunter Hawkins film? it's going to be Hunter Hawkins has one of those names. We'll have one of those names, not only as in a music career, but as a filmmaker and an artist that we will be talking about for many, many years. And this is your chance to get it into her third film. And be a part of it. Yeah, and be a part of a Hunter Hawkins production.
It's so much fun. And like, I think people underestimate how much even a tiny, even like $10, even like $20 makes, which is like a meal in LA or something, makes a huge difference for us. It's a whole network and team of young artists that are going into the industry. And
you're only
what happened?
Films three or four, right? Film 10 will be The Godmother.
With a $100 million budget.
There you go.
She'll remember the day.
Yes.
She'll remember the day.
Please be a part, folks.
But yeah, I'm excited to see like I'm excited to see like kind of what's going to flood in the next. I think we have 20 days left because we're shooting on the 28th in a bowling alley in the Valley, and basically you asked what does it take? What is it going to take? My producer Kiara made a really handy list breaking down the budget and why we need those $5,000, which I think we're $5 away from 2,000. So we're 2/5 of the way there. And
well, when we come back, Hunter, you're going to tell us about what it takes to make this film. Right? Okay, we got to take a quick break. I'm not going to give you too much for Hunter Hawkins. I want you to go to hunterhawkins.live, igg.me. Oh, excuse me, that's an old one. Let me give you the right one. Go to indiegogo.com projects bowler up. Let me do it again, Dr. D. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go to indiegogo.com projects bowler up hashtag. Do it now.
And also, can go to if you're having trouble with that link, you can go to our Instagram page, which is at Hunter Hawkins Films.
Okay. Rock on and roll out. We'll be right back with Hunter Hawkins.
All right. Next segment. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. We're with Hunter Hawkins, a filmmaker. She's a music artist, is where we fell in love with her first. And if you recognize her music, we play it quite a bit here on the show. But let's talk about what it takes to make a film and how the listeners right now have an opportunity to be in a Hunter Hawkins film or to be a part of it and contribute and get this made properly, get it made the way to help you totally fulfill your vision as a director, as a writer, producer on this film. Welcome back, Hunter Hawkins. Tell us about what is the process? What happens, when you create a film? What do you guys go through? What's it going to take?
Well, the biggest thing is location. We want to actually shoot in a bowling alley, and we have it all detailed, figured out. We've asked for as many favors as possible to make it happen, and so we've been able to get a location for those 2 dates. At this point, it's just having the funding to make it happen. And then after that, hilariously, the most expensive thing is food. You wouldn't think that, but you got to feed a lot of people on set. There's a lot of people that go into, like, we have one person just like hold this stand. We have one person to round up the people for like COVID safety checks and things like that. We have me, I need to eat. I should eat. Everyone needs to eat because at this indie level, we can't pay everyone. We can't pay anyone really. And that's the thing, is everyone involved in the project is a student or someone that's looking just for an opportunity period to practice, so that one day we can get paid and that this can just be our lives and we don't have to like kind of scrape and scrap together funds to be able to do this on the side while we do a job that we care less about. We're really trying to, what you're doing when you're putting money towards this film is you're putting money towards the careers of every single person that's watching, that's working on it. And you're putting time in our pockets to be able to practice what we love, get better at it, and contribute to a world of art making that is so crucial. Like when you remember in COVID, what did people do? They listened to music and they watched movies. what are you going to do without artists, people? You got to support us somehow. And there's no better time than now. And in the film, so we've got to do location, food, we've got to get insurance to make sure everyone's safe. We know about film safety this year. I don't need to bring it up, but there's a lot of ways that that film sets can be extremely dangerous. And so part of this practice is making sure that we don't allow people in the industry that are not ready, that are not going to put other people at risk. And so we're all students, we're all like very well trained in that. But we also just things that you never would have imagined happen on set in good ways and in really intense kind of bad ways. And then we got equipment costs. A lot of it is already coming in through donations from either our schools or from other people, or just kind of what each team member can bring to the table. Then got some budget for costumes, lighting, and then just kind of a contingency budget. And that's our base goal. But even more beyond that, if we were to raise more than that, that could contribute to making the lighting better, making the costumes better, and really like sinking us into that world because it's so fun and whimsical. And so.
And you're not asking for much. They're asking for 5,000. No. 7,000 would be their ideal though for the budget. They've got a couple thousand raised. Tell us, now we get listeners jumping online here and donating for you. That's what we hope to happen for this film. They get featured. There are perks, different various perks for different donations. Tell us about those, Hunter.
All right. Well, first of all, we want to thank you hugely for being a part of it at all. So the first one is just $10 is a thank you sport. And you just get like a personal note from me and my producer, Kiara. We have worked so hard on making this film, and we just want to like express how much the even just like a couple dollars or $10 means to us. And so we'll make you a little note. And then $15 is That's Some Dough. That's Kiara will hand make and deliver a plate of their state famous hamatashen. And
what is that?
It's like it's a dish. You can see the details on the Indiegogo link. But it has like a strawberry filling. It's delicious. Then $20 is sneak peek, so you get exclusive digital link to BTS, like behind the scenes content, concept art and sketches. We have someone that has made our logo, also from Santa Barbara. I met through Beatrice Tolan through high school as well. And so it's just like a lot of people from Santa Barbara that are kind of like going between there and LA. It's a pretty local film. And then name on the screen. So for $50, and share, if you donate $50 and share this on social media to at least 15 people, you'll receive a thank you in the credits of the film. And then 55, you get some custom bowler up swag. And so we're not sure what that's going to mean yet, but it might be like bowler shirts, which are really fun and kooky and have like the logo on them. Then 150 is your muse, and you'll get a complimentary stylized art page commission. We have, like I said, we have just a million different kinds of artists. Like B, who made our logo, is also, we're gonna have some animations put on the film after of like kind of special effects or kind of cartoonish, just like goofy, very like world bendy type things. I didn't prepare to talk about that as much, but $200 is lights, camera, action. You can be an extra in the film. So that
Dr. D said yes to that one.
So much fun. We would love to have you.
Yeah,
we can have you play. I think what that would probably be, I think those extras are going to be the other bowling team that our main heroes are up against. So come
Dr. D being a villain with his black hat.
Yes. And then 250 is This Song's For You. You get a custom song written for you. And like I said, we have a million different artists that are kind of are willing to share their musical gifts, including myself. I get a song from me.
What was that for getting a song written for you? How much again?
250.
That ain't bad.
Wow. A Hunter Hawkins song, a Hunter Hawkins film,
I know.
award-winning
And then
producer. I mean, this is a bargain. I think
Oh,
you should get one of
would say
everything,
it's a
Dr.
bargain.
Can we
I'd say
get you
it's a
to
bargain
pledge
as
right
well.
now?
$500 I can pledge. Now I got to pay.
Yeah.
And then for 500, you could actually act as a named role in the film. So we have a couple roles that haven't been cast yet that are just kind of fun, goofy side characters that if you're someone that really is interested in that. And if you're someone that you're like, I'd love to donate the 500, I'm not really an actor. We can figure something out else for you. If you want one of the songs or you want kind of a combo of the other perks. And then the big cheese, the big one is sorry, what were you saying?
No, go. I want to hear the big cheese.
The big cheese is for $1,000. I will perform a concert for you. So it'll be me and a couple other Santa Barbara artists or whoever. Like it kind of depends where you're at. It's like I do these things called driveway concerts still that I started during COVID when there were no concerts and you couldn't really have live music.
Yeah.
That's
such
cool.
a good idea.
Yeah.
And so basically you would get a concert from whichever of the artists we've got on hand, and we could schedule it for whenever works for everyone. That's kind of the beauty of this being such an independent project, is it's super personal. It's me and Kiara pretty much running all the details of these things.
You're very humble that you are. You're a new filmmaker, but you're already established. You've got a great eye. You put out a really great film. So really great to be a part of this. I think would be a lot of fun for anybody out there that's interested.
It's so fun.
And to support new filmmakers and the musicians. Talk about the music and how many musician friends are contributing music, and
it's still growing. We have it's all dependent on the timing of things after the fact. See, that's the thing about like fundraising at the same time as making it. Like last time I had already made my film and then fundraised after the fact for festival submissions. But this is generally how it goes because you need the money to have in the account in the first place. And so right now we have a couple different songwriters in LA that worked on the previous film of mine that I did last semester in school, that have a lot of sync credits under their name, and just people that are just kind of out in LA, independent artists. Like we're going to record the music at my friend Hugh McDonald's house, and he and his wife Danielle they often perform together. They perform as a duo in my previous film, and they're just really excellent songwriters and musicians and producers of their own work. And then we've got a couple different members of this band called Heavy Penny in LA that are kind of like hard rock, and that's the music for the film is going to be very like I said, 80s influenced in some ways. Like our villain his name is CJ the DJ. And he basically, the way that they're competing in the story is they have this like kind of hard rock, like 80s-ish sound in that way. Like it's just the main character that plays electric guitar and then the main character that plays bass. And our villain used to be a drummer in their little trio, and then has like turned to the dark side. I'm not going to reveal all of the story details, but then he turns into CJ the DJ, where he's creating beats, so he goes all electronic and robotic, and he basically is trying to drown them out with their music. And so in the bowling world, what that translates to is he has access to the PA system when they're bowling and is just playing really awful, kind of terrible synthetic pop music that is really like messing with their heads. And so it's really goofy. If you're someone that really loves music and especially loves like the 80s sound, then I think you'll really dig it. But yeah, so we have those artists. We have a couple other people from different bands. We have me working on it. We have my friend Hunter Hawkins is helping arrange the music. And so it's just like a big group collective effort. We have my friend Sebastian, who is just coming out of Cal Arts, who's going to be creating the electronic track. Like I said, like the credits are going to be so long. There's so many people that are involved in making this. So when you're supporting this, it's really not just my efforts. It's I'm just kind of, me and Kiara are the ringleaders. We're pulling all of it together. We're bringing all these people together to make something. And so
now the credits, if Dr. D puts in one extra $251, can he be at the top of the credits? So
thank you so much to our
all right,
donor.
Bowler Up is the film. Help support Hunter Hawkins and her amazing film crew put together her third movie. She's an award-winning director, producer, writer. She's hitting all the awards and all for her first two films. I'm sure this will be no less than great. A bowling team of musically minded misfits must defeat their arch nemesis in order to make finals. Bowler Up. Welcome to the lanes. All right. And then you can help her out and help get the film made and also reap the benefits and be a part of the film in many different ways. You can check out all those ways that Hunter just mentioned on indiegogo.com. Type in /projects /bowler up hashtag. You can check it out. Also, you can get there through hunterhawkins.live. And I want to send you to her music because I'm such a fan of her music. Her debut EP was Phase, released in 2021. And you can find it everywhere on that you get music, Amazon, Spotify. I encourage you to pick up a copy, though, again, support Hunter Hawkins and her endeavors here as an artist. She's one of the greats, and we're so happy, Hunter, to follow you on your journey and be a part of talking about what you're doing and putting it out there.
So sweet and so supportive.
Yeah, keep up the great work. We love you. Dr. D, how much time we have left? So we're up, huh? We got to see 1 minute on the clock. Hunter, what do you want to say? Give a final word.
Final word. If you have any questions about the filmmaking, just DM us on Instagram or go to my website, which is www.hunterhawkins.live. Just keep, if you're interested at all and you just have some qualms, you're like, where's this money really going? Just contact us. And if you have any interest in helping out too with other aspects of filmmaking, if you are a fellow filmmaker that wants to get involved, then just give us a shout out. But yeah, we're going to be updating the progress of the campaign on the Instagram page, Hunter Hawkins Films. So that's at Hunter Hawkins Films. And basically, if you just look up Bowler Up Indiegogo, it's the first thing to pop up on Google. So it's not that hard to find. But yeah, get involved. It's super fun. I'm going to keep making films, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep bothering you with these films.
And also, this is not this isn't published on the Indiegogo or the GoFundMe site, but for $20,000, Hunter Hawkins will consider changing her name to Frances Ford Hawkins. What do you think?
She's going to think.
You
have to answer that. Think about that.
You think about that.
I'm going to be her agent at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell her no. Hunter, we love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Communicate, listen more, and evolve. Everybody have a great week and go support the film.
And we're clear.
Hunter, let's do a radio drop for the film.
Cool.
And promote, send people to raise money.
Okay. All right. You ready? Hunter?
Do I just start whenever?
Well, no, I'll count you down. I'll count you down.
Okay.
You introduce yourself, promote your film, and you're listening to the Jeremiah Show. All right. 3.
Okay. So, and I'll just start.
That's right. I'll count you down.
Okay. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, my name is Hunter Hawkins. I'm a local filmmaker, LA and Santa Barbara. I'm currently fundraising for a new film project. This is my 3rd project. If you'd like to find out more about it, it's called Bowler Up, and we have an Indiegogo that's live. That's only up for a couple more weeks. We need to raise $5,000, and we've already got $2,000. Just go to our Instagram at Hunter Hawkins Films for more information, and to just head over and donate immediately. Our link should be in the Instagram bio. And if you look up Roller Up, which is the title of the film, on Google, it should be the first thing to pop up. I'm super excited to make this film. It's all independent artists and students just scrapping together to make for the sake of creating. So support us there. Thanks so much.
And you're listening to The Jeremiah Show. 3, 2, 1. Are you ready?
Is that me? Are we doing like another?
Yes, that's
one?
you. No,
okay.
no.
Sorry, I didn't realize. I thought it was just once.
No.
Okay.
I need you to tag it with, and you're listening. Just say, and you're listening to The Jeremiah Show. All right.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
And you're listening to The Jeremiah Show.
All right.
Perfect
We're clear.
answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hunter.
I'll send this.